Hey there, back in February 2015, I went to an ISS Job Fair and I posted a video about it. And on that video, I got a comment that read from Jasmine Carter that read, "Hello, great video. Thank you very much. I am currently in college for elementary education. I was curious about the International School Service programs. If you don't mind, maybe you could do a follow-up video on your new job experience and the details on it, salary, area, the kids, etc. Thanks." Well, thank you very much for your comment. Turns out I didn't get a job. I did not get any jobs, so I can't really comment on that. But I can tell you my story about what did happen. Okay, I had a bunch of interviews, and I was contacted before I even went to the conference. I was contacted by a school in Japan, by a middle school in Japan. And I was really excited about that because it was Japan. Is my ideal destination. It's a place that I really want to go. But I'm a high school teacher. I'm not a middle school teacher. I'm curious about middle school. The more I think about it, the more I like it. But at the time, I was thinking, well, this is the location I want, but it's not the place. But it's going to be something new for me. Anyway, I wound up interviewing with the Japan school, and I went through several rounds of interviews. I interviewed at least 3 times, twice with the recruiter who was on site, and I even did a Skype interview to Japan one of the mornings to talk to one of the vice principals or principals there, or something about it. So it was pretty thorough, and this was towards the end. This started to wind down towards the end of the week. I think it was maybe on a Thursday. The guy said, the recruiter from Japan said, "We will let you know by Monday or Tuesday. We're going to get back to you after the conference ends." He said it was down between me and this other candidate. So it was a choice between 2 candidates. Maybe I was going to get the job, maybe not. I thought my prospects looked good. I thought it was like a 50-50 chance of me getting it. But I was really, really pumped about that because I got a job, and I could have had a job, and it was going to Japan, so I thought it was great. But so that's where I was at the end of, say, Thursday. But I still had an interview lined up. You see, I wasn't sure whether I was going to get the job. So I was still doing interviews. I still had one last interview left at a school in Turkey. And it was a high school spot. So it was a high school spot in Turkey. It was a really late interview, probably one of the last interviews given during the whole week. The guy said that he missed a flight, or he had a flight canceled or delayed, and he had to show up late. So I met this other guy really last minute. Knocked the interview out of the park. Well, it was just a slam dunk. I liked him. I liked the sound of the school. The guy liked me. He said I was the right guy for the position, and it was pretty much going to be mine for the taking. Now, this was a job in Turkey, which Turkey wasn't even on my radar. But all right, I mean, I've heard some bad things about it. You know, it's in a region that's not quite the Middle East, but it's not quite in Europe. It's kind of, it's kind of up in the air. It's a little war torn. I know it can get kind of crazy there. So I was a little bit apprehensive about it, and I wasn't sure. I had to tell the guy that I was going to sit on it, and he said, "Okay, you're going to have to let me know by like Sunday," I think it was. So it was a great job. It was a guarantee, slam dunk. Had to let him know. Wanted it less, really, than I wanted the job in Japan, but I wasn't sure if I was going to get the job in Japan. So from Friday through Sunday, I got to make up my mind. Do I say no to the guaranteed job and run the risk of maybe not getting the job in Japan after all is said and done, or do I just take this guaranteed job and throw away the job in Japan, which I wasn't sure whether I was really going to get? So I agonized over it, and it was really terrible. And what I ended up doing was I said no to the Japan school. I said, you know what? I didn't think I was really going to get it anyway because I wasn't a middle school teacher. I know that I'm not the right candidate for this job right now, and I'm sure that I can do the job, but there's going to be a learning curve involved, and if there's somebody else who's lined up who has more experience with a middle school, they're probably going to get it. That other person's probably going to be it, so I'm just going to have to decline, do the Turkey thing. So I did. I said that, and I declined the Japan job, and handshake and all that, and everything was fine. Still, nice meeting you. Everything was cool. And then I started talking to the people at the Turkey school, and as soon as I accepted, they started sending me some paperwork, and they wanted to see my stuff, and they needed. It turns out that they needed, they want to see all your credentials and things, but they wanted to see a copy of my certification. To work in Turkey, you need to have certification so they can give you a visa. You need some kind of a state certified thing to show them to say that you are in fact a teacher, and I do not have that. I'm not certified to teach. I've been teaching for 12 years in the private sector, but I don't have a public school certification. I don't have any state certified thing. And the guy didn't know this when he hired me, and when we went through the interview process and all this just really came out at the wrong time, because it turned out that because I wasn't certified, I couldn't get the job. And so I walked away with no job because I had already said no to the Japan job. And then after the fact, it was fait accompli. It just turned out that I couldn't be hired in Turkey because I wasn't a certified teacher. So I walked away with nothing. And so that's really my story. I didn't get a job. I'm going to try it again, I think, this upcoming year, the 2016 year, to see what I can do again. Now that I have a little bit more experience with it and I know what to expect, it'll be a lot less stressful, I hope. But the bottom line is, when you go to interview with people, make sure that if you're not certified, make sure that you're very upfront with that. The interviewer from Turkey just assumed that I had certification because I was there, and all teachers need to be certified where he came from, or blah 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 blah. But it just didn't work out that way. So that's my story. I just don't know. That's just the way that it worked out. Be upfront about it if you're not certified. I hear that you still can get a job if you have a master's degree or something like that. I've only heard that's probably just a rumor, but that's what they told me. So just be upfront about it, know what to expect, and that's it. Thanks for listening. Good luck to anybody out there who's trying to get an international job. I wish you the best of luck. Take it easy.